The HLN special was what I call a paradigm shift. To me it was. After hearing the stuff that Shary and the brothers said, that it was a huge shift. And so I see it now as stage 2 of the search for Kenny Veach. It makes finding him much more remote, but stage 2 would be think like a suicide. Think like a suicide. Which is not a pleasant thing to do, but okay. Now, I wasn't there, I don't know. I'm only saying what I think now. That in his frame of mind, he most likely, I feel strongly, did not go up, well, here's some pine nuts, I'm going to spend the entire day getting pine nuts, and then go up here, spend the night, and he's down here. It could be. He could be there. It could be correct. That assumption that I made. It very definitely could be correct. As far as where to search, this is still, a prime area that needs to be checked out. However, people have been up there. So now the question becomes that stage 2 would be to think like a suicide. Think like a suicide. Or at least subconsciously suicidal on his hike, his final hike. Okay, he knew he had, lied about the mcave. He felt that he had deceived people, was very ashamed. He had financial troubles. He was getting older. He was getting older and older. So the equation is there that he could have went up for like a final hike. Not necessarily where he gets out of the car here, I'm going to go up and hide in a cave and shoot myself. But there were several key things that he said as it relates to suicide that, first of all, just like Brian Laundrie did, the person will go to a favorite place. Person will go to a favorite place, which is what he did and went out in the swamp. He didn't want to shoot himself like in the presence of the parents after what he did with Gabby. So they go to a favorite place. Generally, it won't be down low. It will be up high. And he did say things that I look at differently now than what I once did. He did say, I'm going to, go for 40 miles. I'm going to go for 40 miles. And knowing that there was no mcave there, he wouldn't have went down there. It wasn't look for no mcave. But he said, if I don't find it, knowing that he was not being truthful, that he could have, those statements could have been kind of a goodbye, that he took it to the grave, that, okay, I'm not going to come clean about the mcave, and if I don't find it, knowing that he had lied to Shary and had her convinced that I'm going to just go forever. I'm going to just go forever. Okay, that now carries much more weight in my mind. So the question then becomes, if to find him, which I don't think is, it's much less likely now, if not impossible, especially because he said they'll never find me. Stuff like that. It now starts looking like a final hike. But he said he was going to go north. He said he was going to go north. I'm going to just, if I don't find it, I'm going to just go forever. I'm going to just go forever. Okay, that's suicidal talk. That's suicidal talk. Okay, so he didn't go up here and put the cell phone. Okay, I no longer believe that cell phone was dropped. I no longer believe it was dropped. It could have been. When changing clothes, I don't know. But especially if the two reports that it was on a rock with change, that means he was just saying goodbye, fuck it. Fuck it. Took the phone and the change out of the pocket with no great plan. Well, I'm going to pull off this thing so I don't get tracked to fool everyone. No, but I'm going to leave the cell phone here at my favorite place as a goodbye, and just kept going, Now, if he was in that state of mind, would he have went up like, oh, I'm going to go up to the mountaintop? You know, I don't know. That's why stage 2 is much more difficult, because a person would have to think like a suicide. Like if you were Kenny Veach or myself or anyone, and you know, your life was over, you're getting older, health is failing, bad finances, have lied to people and they actually believed you and you feel guilty, well then what are you going to do? Now let's look at this. He said he was going to go north. And so the odds are his words do relate to where he said he was going to go. So just go north, and you know, but you get the drift. Especially because he said they will never find me, that there's no way you can go up, especially when he said he was going to go forever. Now, with his supplies and endurance, it's not like he would get up here, I can't make it no further, and fall over. No, he was well capable. If you're going in a one-line direction with no intent of returning back, you could indeed go well past Hidden Forest Road and, you know, just keep going. You know, Woody went down here and walked out into the middle of the desert. Well, that's not a way a person commits suicide. So he would have, I don't know, it cannot be figured out. There is no way to go up there and go, well, he was, you know, right here. He couldn't make it any further, and there he is. It's non-searchable, non-searchable, especially now that the pendulum leads, you know, swings over much more strongly to final suicide hike. Especially if a person wanted to hide themselves, like going into a cave and pulling the bushes up over and shooting yourself, you know, it's non-searchable. For people to come and visit thinking they can go right here, and he's going to be right there. He tried to work down at night. It could be. It could be. But it's now looking very remote, very remote.